Hi, I'm stepping into the role of implementation specialist. I was tasked with optimizing a clinical note for a provider that is focused on diabetes management. I approached this by thinking about clarity, clinical accuracy, and time saving for the provider. So you will see me navigate through an empty canvas that I will resemble Dr. Smith's old template, and I will show Dr. Smith how to create such a template with commands, and then I will build from there. So, reason has already been typed. And I am just going to structure the template as we go. So I will have questionnaires that will resemble Dr. Smith's. We got alcohol and tobacco, then we have caffeine and other substances. Then we are missing exercise, questionnaire. We are missing a employment and social history. There. And children also is there. And so we have allergies. If the patient has any allergies, we will record them here, and if not, we can dismiss the allergy note. We have past medical history. We have past surgical history, family history, and then past medication history. So we have a review of systems that can be tailored to diabetes. We have a physical exam. We can do diabetes exam, and we will also put it in a foot exam for diabetes. After this, we have our plan. Then we have our follow-up. And after the plan, we have to order labs. And this is a blank template that resembles Dr. Smith's. And so we will build from there, and we are already assuming or pretend that I am creating a new automation. Well, I will wait for that till the end. Okay, so these can be tailored towards, they're very customizable. We can also remove systems here if he doesn't like them, and then when all is finally reviewed by Dr. Smith, we can save that as an automation. And so because we can modify questionnaires, review systems, or exams to anything, we are also going to enter his recent glucose history questionnaire that was not present in the slides. And so I created one under questionnaire, and it's called recent glucose history. And so these are singular answers for these two glucose meter use in hypoglycemic episode. And a monitor sugar at home is a free text where you can type as he wishes for that specific patient. And we also have a suggested questionnaire if Dr. Smith is going to integrate APIs for a continuous glucose monitor, for example, then I created a new one under CGM review. And if the patient has a CGM and we can input and customize, any of the questions or free text and then have inputs here. NA is also applicable. And then for physical exam, if he wants to include the foot exam under the already pre-made diabetes exam, he can as well. And so in the plan, Dr. Smith has to review any labs that are recent for the patient that a typical diabetes patient will get, such as your A1C, your cholesterol, etc. And so because the next follow-up visit for routine care has some standard labs, we can automate that under routine diagnostic labs. And if these apply, we can remove the generic one here. And so we got your hemoglobin, your total cholesterol, HDL, LDL, triglycerides, albumin, etc. that are closely associated with the diagnostic information for Dr. Smith's old template. And because the canvas a patient I'm working on in the canvas is a test patient, he doesn't have any medications, but we can for example, metformin, a common medication, can be entered there, and if it applies for this patient, we can do that. However, we're not going to do that for this one because I'm going to save this as all of this as an automation where Dr. Smith can just summon this as he wishes for a similar type of patient. And as I said, I added the CGM review for just to demonstrate that our API integration can happen, and a lot of people have a CGM, and it'd be nice to have that in there. However, I'm not going to include this in the new diabetes patient template, so I just wanted to show it's possible. And because this patient is a test patient, doesn't have any lab results, we can't review any hemoglobins, A1Cs, or any trends that the diagnostic theater might use. And I cannot find the diagnostic theater according to the instructions. It's on 3 lines here under the settings, and there should be a diagnostic theater here, but I do not see it. However, I do want to emphasize that the diagnostic theater will be very useful for tracking trends for patients. And so we want Dr. Smith to have it easily available and accessible. And so if this were a patient, I would excuse me, I'm trying to find something. Excuse me, if there was a lab result, then that would have been there. And we can further leverage the diagnostic theater to track trends of glucose or cholesterol or anything related, kidney and liver, to see how any medications might be affecting the patient's kidney and liver. And so I noticed that Dr. Smith also has some text he likes to use in the follow-up. And so we're going to go ahead and write that right now. Patient understands, and agrees, and thank you for bearing with me while I type. But I am demonstrating that all of this can be pre-saved for your typical new diabetes patient. Therapeutic plan 2, medication reconciliation. So I'm just going to skip ahead because I think the point is made. And so I'm just going to say Dr. Smith's typical follow-up for new diabetes patients. For a new diabetes patient. And so we will save this under Dr. Smith, or Smith new DM2. And these questionnaires being already populated can prompt Dr. Smith with not forgetting to ask a question that might help his decision making later down the road. So I think the point might be to overstate that we can implement templates and questionnaires and commands, and then we can work from there and modify as Dr. Smith would like. For diabetes, we can invent new structured data sets that are either exams or questionnaires, like the CGM1. That one. Okay. And so how would that look like? Routine labs in case he forgets to put in an LDL or creatinine, and these indications can be modified. So it all depends on what values Dr. Smith would like in these templates and commands. But I think this demonstrates how you can optimize the workflow, provide new value by, reminding the physician to order that, or modify anything for anything new. And as time moves forward, I will get better at explaining intuitively and quicker at what this does. So I just finished creating those 2 questionnaires, and hoping to not ramble and be more concise and clear going forward. Thanks for watching.